conversation about what makes Manchester great always begins with her people. I chose to come to Manchester to attend law school. I met my wife Kathy here, and as Kathy just said, last month our daughter Abigail was born here. I believe in the city of Manchester, I believe in her people, and I am certain that our best days are ahead. Under the current administration, we have imagined the possibilities, and yet we have never seen a more divisive, dysfunctional political environment at City Hall than these past 4 years. We find ourselves shrinking from challenges rather than facing them. We've seen a decline in many things in our city, but most of all, the faith in our potential, the faith that we have a bright future has declined. 3 Ds, you'll hear me talk about it over the next couple months. Divisiveness, dysfunction, decline. That is not leadership. It's not leadership to say that the challenges we face as a community are acceptable simply because they're challenges that can be found in other communities. But make no mistake, I am not running for mayor to oppose the current mayor. I'm running to propose new policies and set a new agenda for our city. We must focus on improvements in 3 key areas: education, public safety, and economic development. And just as I'll describe the current administration as having 3 Ds, I'll have 3 Rs. Restore, renew, and reform. We must restore our commitment to our children and provide them with quality educational opportunities. Not merely adequate, quality educational opportunities. We must renew our reputation as the leading city in the state of New Hampshire. This is especially true when it comes to job opportunities and innovation. And we must reform the way that government does business. We must reform the way that our city government serves its people. Because that's right, we're in the business of serving. With regards to education, over the last 4 years, the challenges of the Manchester School District have been well documented. Our community has endured massive curriculum cuts and teacher layoffs. We've endured these things under the guise of fiscal responsibility. These decisions have resulted in larger class sizes, many of which now fail to meet the state's minimum standards. These decisions have led us into legal battles with surrounding communities who are looking to educate their children elsewhere. Now, the loss of students from surrounding towns and communities, that will have a devastating impact on the Manchester School District. And I'm not only talking about the loss of millions of dollars in revenue. For a city that wants to attract young families, young workers, young people for job growth and to grow our economy, we must realize that the effort begins with keeping students from surrounding towns in the Manchester School District. Now, Mayor Gatzis has said that larger class sizes better prepare students for college. I disagree with that statement. He has pointed to his own experience as a student in Manchester schools as evidence that our schools are in good shape and on the right track. Over the last year, I toured the schools of our district. There's no question that we have dedicated professionals. There is no question that we have students in our classrooms who want to learn, but we are not on the right track. For your children, for my daughter, I will fight for a better education system to put us on the right track. For what kind of future will we have if we do not ensure that we provide our children with a quality education? What future will we have if we do not educate our children well? It makes fiscal sense to do that. It's common sense, and it's also the right thing to do. Recently, a team of independent auditors, paid for with taxpayer dollars, conducted a district-wide review of the Manchester school system. Believe it or not, there are children in the Manchester School District who can't read. That's unacceptable. The auditors noted that disharmony on the Manchester School Board has compromised the board's ability to provide clear direction and focus for management and operation of the school district. That's unacceptable too. The auditors noted that there has been virtually no improvement in academic performance over the last 4 years. That is undeniably, absolutely, and plainly unacceptable. It's a fact that some of the best public schools in the country can be found in cities and communities with far greater challenges than those that we face here in Manchester. And challenges of the 21st century require recognition that we no longer live in a city, state, or even national economy. We live in a global one. Now, do we want to make sure that every opportunity and every incentive exists for people to live in Manchester and raise their families in Manchester? Of course we do. But it is also imperative, it is absolutely imperative, that students who graduate from Manchester schools be prepared to succeed anywhere in the world. As mayor, I will advocate for district-wide reforms in curriculum and assessment. Not only must we dramatically improve student proficiencies in mathematics and science, but we must also place special emphasis on foreign language offerings. In a Patrick Arnold administration, foreign language offerings will be restored and expanded in high schools. They will be expanded in the middle schools. We must not fail our children in providing these opportunities. It will make them competitive in the economy that they will end up working in. Now, no single person has all the answers. Solutions are found through collaboration, not intimidation. A leader's chief responsibility is to build consensus. And disharmony in government, and there is disharmony in Manchester city government, comes from lack of leadership at the top. As mayor, I will guarantee that every single stakeholder has a voice, that every single stakeholder has a say in the process. As mayor, I will propose the creation of a business leader advisory council to suggest revision to the district's curriculum. This will aid policymakers, it'll aid educators in making sure that we best equip students with the skills and knowledge to maximize their competitive edge in the job markets not only of today, but in the job markets of tomorrow as well. Now, I'm told by current administration that we're doing the absolute best that we can with the resources we have in our community. I don't believe that. Do you? It's a matter of priorities. We hear lots of buzzwords, but no long-term vision. Whether it's from stopping questionable land deals or ending bad contracts with city vendors, there are savings to be had, there are savings to be found to make education a priority again in Manchester. We have the resources to restore our commitment to our children in making sure every single student that attends a Manchester school has the tools needed to take the next steps after high school. We have the resources to make that happen. We can do better. We expect our children to do more than minimum standards in our classrooms. We ourselves should do more than minimum standards in providing educational opportunities for them. We can do better, we must do better, and under new leadership in the corner office, we will do better. In regards to public safety and quality of life in our community, Manchester used to be the best place to live and raise a family. Our city used to boast a very strong quality of life, but the current reality is that families are looking to raise their children elsewhere. I know this is true because I hear it every day speaking to voters. People aren't happy about it, but that's the reality. And though it's understandable, it's also unacceptable. And we've been standing idly by while this is happening. According to the FBI, violent crimes have increased annually over the last 4 years. Robberies are up 20% from where they were in 2009. And earlier this year, our city saw 30 burglaries in a single week. 30 burglaries of homes and businesses in Manchester. That's unacceptable, and it won't be tolerated under a Patrick Arnold administration. As mayor, I will work with our law enforcement professionals to evaluate both how we track criminal activity in Manchester, as well as how we reallocate resources we have to fight crime. We also need to improve our own accountability to you, the taxpayers and residents of the city, who who choose to call Manchester home. As mayor, I will speak with the chief of police daily until these trends are addressed, until these trends are reversed, and until these issues are resolved. We have the resources to make this happen. You deserve it, our families deserve it, our children deserve it, and under new leadership, it will happen. I promise you to give you every effort to make Manchester a safer city. Now, despite hearing catchphrases like we're a city of one, the quality of life of Manchester residents can unfortunately depend on where you live in the city. As mayor, I will guarantee that the Community Improvement Program invests in every single ward in the city. Every dollar that gets spent on streets, parks, sewer upgrades, community projects goes through the CIP process. There is no reason why some neighborhoods in our city must wait years for improvements in their neighborhoods while other neighborhoods seem to be on the short list every single time. There is absolutely no reason for this. We all pay taxes. If we say we're one city, we need to live up to that. We need to actually act as one city. With regards to job growth, economic development, Manchester used to be the leader in industry and innovation in our state. Mayor Wazorek is known for his vision for the Manchester Airport, for the Verizon Wireless Arena. Mayor Baines paved the way for the Fisher Cats ballpark. Mayor Baines pushed his shoulder against the wall to bring Manchester schools to the forefront of discussions at City Hall, and he made no apologies for doing so. Mayor Ginta genuinely fought for fiscal restraint in city government. And before all of them, Mayor Dupuy. Mayor Dupuy made enduring and long-term investments in transportation infrastructure, in housing for senior citizens, and in economic development. What has the leading economic development initiative been under this administration? What is the Gatsis administration known for? 3 Ds: divisiveness, dysfunction, decline. Manchester is not New Hampshire's leading city merely because of the size of our population. Such a reputation must and should be earned. We need to think big. We need to pursue projects that serve not just certain interest groups, not just specific businesses, but the community as a whole that move us forward. As mayor, I would cut red tape in the zoning process so that urban blight would be a thing of the past. We need to incentivize the development of empty lots, abandoned warehouses, and neglected residential properties. Other communities throughout the country have a construction boom in their downtown, and we're going to as well. Every Manchester resident, regardless of which neighborhood you live in, will be proud to call Manchester home. I believe that some of the city's greatest opportunities are found with the Merrimack River. As mayor, I will advocate creation of a river development authority to promote and pursue economic activities on and around the river. This will include construction of a boardwalk promenade with retail vendors, entertainment, recreational activities. They will rival projects in other cities, such as San Antonio and Pittsburgh. It is projects like this, that will again make Manchester the envy of the state and the region. Of course, a booming downtown will also make the argument for a commuter rail to Manchester that much stronger. In a Patrick Arnold administration, government will be a partner with business owners and entrepreneurs to grow their businesses and create good-paying jobs. Not just any jobs, jobs that can support a family. I will create, as mayor, a one-stop shop for business owners as they go through the licensing and permitting process. And to cut politics out of the equation, we will make sure that that process is not housed inside the mayor's office. The era of business owners needing political friends inside City Hall must come to an end. It is not government's place to choose the winners and losers in our economy. That's true everywhere at all levels of government. It's true here. Under new leadership, in a Patrick Arnold administration, this practice will end. Now, some people have observed that at age 30, I'm the youngest alderman in the city. That's true, and I am. But I'm old enough to care deeply about my daughter's future. I'm old enough to know that minimum standards is not acceptable. I'm old enough to know that 30 burglaries in 1 week is not the city I want her to grow up in. It is not the city I want your children to grow up in. I'm old enough to know these things, but I'm also young enough to know that it doesn't have to be this way. I am not so jaded. I am not so entrenched. I am not any of these things for a single minute so as to believe that the current challenges we face are inevitable or impossible to overcome, because they are not impossible to overcome. No one's going to convince me that we don't have the resources to fix all the potholes or make our streets safe or have the best education system in the state of New Hampshire. We can afford these things with the resources we have, but we need new leadership to have the forethought and the willpower to do it. 3 R's, right? Together, we will restore our commitment to our children. We will renew our role as the leading city of the state of New Hampshire, and we can, I am telling you this, we can and we will reform the way city government is managed. We will reform the way it serves its people. I have seen the potential of the people in this city when there is resolve. When the current mayor said he is willing to look at a proposal for a private prison in our city, I opposed it. Others opposed it, and we were able to close the door on that nonsense. So I'm asking all of you today, let's fight for something worth fighting for. We are the largest city in the state. We have a responsibility to lead the way in New Hampshire. If you believe in our vision that Manchester is supposed to be the best, the very best that our state has to offer, I'm asking for your vote. If you believe that we can do better, I am asking for you to join our campaign. There are many ways to be involved. Visit our website at arnoldformayor.com. Hear more about our plans for progress for moving Manchester forward. Hear about the different things we're doing in the community, and learn how you can get involved and take part in that process. My name is Patrick Arnold. I'm running for mayor of Manchester. I believe in Manchester. I believe in the people of this city. I know that our best days are right around the corner. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here today.